Ladies and gentlemen, in 2025, one of the most important commitments you can make is to fully embrace personal responsibility. It is easy to blame circumstances, other people, or bad luck for the challenges we face, but the truth is that real growth begins when you decide that your life is your own project. You owe it to yourself to stop waiting for someone else to fix things or create the perfect opportunity. Nobody else is going to make your dreams come true. That responsibility and that privilege lies with you alone. When you accept full responsibility, you take control of your future. You stop living reactively, constantly responding to the actions and expectations of others, and start living proactively, building your life according to your values, dreams, and goals. Taking responsibility does not mean blaming yourself for every setback or pretending you have control over everything. It means owning your responses, your attitude, and your actions, regardless of what life throws at you. It means understanding that even when something happens beyond your control, you still have the power to decide how you will move forward. This mindset builds resilience because you no longer see yourself as a victim of circumstances, but as an active participant in your journey. When you understand that your success, happiness, and growth are your own responsibility, you naturally start making different choices. You think more carefully about how you spend your time, who you allow into your life, and what habits you cultivate. You begin to focus on solutions instead of problems and possibilities instead of obstacles. Personal responsibility also demands honesty. It requires you to be brutally truthful with yourself about where you are falling short, where you are making excuses, and where you are letting fear or laziness hold you back. This honesty is not always comfortable, but it is essential. Without it, you cannot grow. You must look at your life without illusion and ask yourself tough questions. Are you truly doing your best? Are you giving your goals the attention they deserve? Are you taking the steps you know you need to take even when it's difficult? These questions are not meant to make you feel guilty, but to empower you. Once you know where you are falling short, you can start making changes. Another important part of prioritizing personal responsibility is realizing that your future self depends on the choices you make today. Every decision you make is a vote for the kind of person you are becoming. Skipping a workout, wasting time scrolling mindlessly, avoiding a necessary conversation, all of these choices add up. They either build the life you want or pull you further from it. When you see yourself as fully responsible for the results you will experience a year, 5 years, or 10 years from now, you start treating your daily actions with greater seriousness. You realize that you are not only living for today's comfort, but also for tomorrow's opportunities. Ultimately, prioritizing personal responsibility is an act of self-respect. It is a declaration that your dreams are worth the effort, that your life matters enough to be shaped with intention, and that you refuse to leave your future to chance. In 2025, the most important promise you can make is the one you make to yourself: to take ownership of your life, to show up fully, and to never forget that you owe it to yourself to become everything you are capable of being. In 2025, one of the greatest gifts you can give yourself is the decision to invest in your own self-improvement. The world around you will continue to change at a rapid pace, and if you are not intentionally growing, you risk being left behind not just professionally, but personally as well. Choosing to invest in yourself is a powerful statement that you believe in your own potential. It means you are willing to dedicate time, energy, and resources to becoming the best version of yourself, even when the results are not immediate. Growth requires patience, discipline, and faith that the small, daily steps you take will eventually lead to meaningful transformation. Self-improvement is not limited to formal education or career advancement, although those are important. It encompasses every area of your life: your mindset, your emotional intelligence, your physical health, your communication skills, your relationships, and your ability to adapt to challenges. Every book you read, every course you take, every new habit you build is an investment that pays compound interest over time. These investments do not just help you achieve external success, they shape who you are internally. They make you more confident, more capable, and more resilient when faced with setbacks. There is often a temptation to put self-improvement on hold while waiting for the right time. You might tell yourself that when life gets less busy, when you earn a little more money, or when you finally have everything figured out, then you will focus on growing, but there is no perfect time. The right time is always now. Every moment you delay is a moment you lose. In truth, investing in yourself often clears the very obstacles that seem to be standing in your way. Learning a new skill can open doors to new opportunities. Developing emotional intelligence can improve your relationships and reduce conflict. Improving your health can give you the energy you need to pursue your goals with greater enthusiasm. Self-improvement also requires you to step outside your comfort zone. Growth rarely happens when you are doing what is easy and familiar. It happens when you challenge yourself, when you risk failing, and when you face the parts of yourself that need work. It takes courage to admit that you do not know everything, that you have areas where you can be better. But that humility is what separates those who merely wish for a better life from those who actually build one. Every stretch, every uncomfortable conversation, every attempt to master something new strengthens your character and brings you closer to your full potential. At its core, investing in self-improvement is an act of hope. It is the belief that no matter where you start, you can become someone stronger, wiser, and more fulfilled. It means refusing to accept stagnation as your reality. It means betting on yourself even when the odds seem long. In 2025, you owe it to yourself to believe that you are worth the effort. Every small improvement you make is a step toward a richer, more meaningful life. Growth may not always be easy or visible at first, but it is always worth it. Because the most important project you will ever work on is you. In 2025, one of the most important actions you can take for your future is to set clear, ambitious goals. Without a target to aim for, you drift through life reacting to circumstances rather than shaping them. Setting goals is how you take control of your direction and give your actions meaning. A clear goal acts like a compass. It provides guidance when decisions need to be made and motivation when the inevitable challenges appear. It is not enough to simply want a better life or hope for change. You must define exactly what success looks like for you and commit to it with both clarity and determination. Ambitious goals are essential because they stretch your capabilities. When you set a goal that is bigger than anything you have achieved before, you force yourself to grow into the kind of person who can reach it. You develop new skills, strengthen your character, and deepen your resilience. Ambitious goals pull you out of complacency. They keep you excited and engaged because they demand more from you. Without ambition, life becomes routine and uninspired. With it, you find yourself waking up with a sense of purpose, eager to see how far you can push your own limits. Clarity is just as important as ambition. A vague goal like be more successful or get healthier is unlikely to lead to meaningful progress because it does not provide a roadmap. A clear goal is specific, measurable, and time-bound. It tells you exactly what you are working toward and gives you a way to measure whether you are making progress. For example, deciding to run a marathon by October 2025 is a clear and ambitious goal. It challenges you physically and mentally while giving you a specific outcome and a deadline. This clarity allows you to create actionable steps, track your advancement, and adjust your strategies when necessary. Setting ambitious goals also requires you to believe in possibilities that you may not yet see evidence for. It demands faith in your ability to learn, adapt, and overcome obstacles. Often, the greatest enemy of ambition is the fear of failure. Many people set small, safe goals to protect themselves from disappointment, but by aiming low, they cheat themselves out of the chance to discover what they are truly capable of. Failure is not the enemy, stagnation is. Even when you fall short of an ambitious goal, you will have grown far more than if you had aimed for something easy and uninspiring. Ultimately, setting clear and ambitious goals is about honoring your potential. It is about recognizing that you are capable of more and refusing to settle for a life of mediocrity. It is about taking the time to ask yourself what you truly want and daring to pursue it with everything you have. In 2025, give yourself the gift of dreaming bigger and planning better. Define your goals, write them down, revisit them often, and allow them to shape your daily actions. The future belongs to those who are bold enough to create it, one clear, courageous step at a time. In 2025, one of the greatest commitments you can make to yourself is to honor your potential. Deep down, you know you are capable of far more than you have shown the world so far. Honoring your potential means refusing to let fear, doubt, or laziness dictate the size of your dreams or the strength of your efforts. It is about recognizing the talents, passions, and abilities you have been given and making a conscious decision to develop and use them to the fullest. You owe it to yourself not to hide behind excuses or settle for a life that feels safe but unfulfilling. Growth, achievement, and fulfillment all begin the moment you accept that you are meant for more and act accordingly. Honoring your potential requires self-respect. It is easy to talk about what you could do, what you might achieve someday if conditions were perfect. It is much harder to step into action and demand excellence from yourself when it is uncomfortable, inconvenient, or intimidating. But real respect for yourself shows up not in what you say you want, but in the effort you are willing to put forth. It means choosing discipline over ease, progress over procrastination, and courage over comfort. You have gifts inside you that are meant to be brought into the world, but they will not reveal themselves through wishful thinking. They are only unlocked through persistent effort and unwavering commitment. You will encounter moments of self-doubt, times when the gap between where you are and where you want to be seems overwhelming. These moments are not a sign that you should quit. They are a test of how seriously you take your own potential. Believing in yourself when results are uncertain is one of the most powerful things you can do. It strengthens your spirit and sharpens your focus. Honor your potential by continuing to show up for yourself, even when the journey feels slow, even when progress is invisible to everyone but you. Each small step, each act of perseverance is a declaration that you are unwilling to abandon your own possibility. It is important to remember that honoring your potential does not mean you must become someone else. It means becoming more fully yourself. It is not about chasing an idea of perfection. It is about stepping into the unique strength and brilliance that already lives within you. No one else has your exact combination of experiences, dreams, and abilities. No one else can make the impact you were designed to make. When you hold back, when you let fear win, you are not just robbing yourself, you are robbing the world of what only you can offer. In 2025, make it a priority to live up to the best version of yourself. Set high standards, push beyond your limits, hold a vision for your life that challenges you to rise higher every day. You are capable of extraordinary things, but only if you honor that capability through consistent action. Trust that the effort you invest in your own growth will not be wasted. You owe it to yourself to find out just how far you can go when you stop holding back and start living boldly and fully. In 2025, Protecting your time and energy is not just a suggestion, it is a necessity. Every day, countless distractions and demands compete for your attention, and if you are not intentional, you will find yourself exhausted and pulled away from what truly matters. Your time and energy are two of your most valuable resources. Unlike money, once they are spent, you can never get them back. Every moment you give away to something unimportant is a moment you can never recover. That is why it is critical to guard them with seriousness and care, treating them as the precious assets they are. Protecting your time and energy starts with becoming clear about your priorities. If you do not decide what is most important to you, the world will decide for you. People will fill your calendar with their needs and their emergencies. Notifications, social media, endless entertainment, and trivial tasks will quietly consume your days unless you create strong boundaries. You must be ruthless about what you say yes to, and unafraid to say no to anything that does not serve your goals, values, or well-being. Every yes you give is a no to something else, often to something more meaningful and personal. Recognizing this is the first step toward living a more focused and fulfilling life. Energy protection is equally important. It is not just about being physically rested, it is about guarding your mental and emotional well-being. Negative people, toxic environments, and draining activities can sap your strength and leave you feeling defeated. You have the right and the responsibility to protect your peace. This means limiting your exposure to negativity, refusing to engage in gossip or petty drama, and creating spaces in your life where you can recharge. It also means cultivating habits that renew your energy rather than deplete it. Exercise, healthy eating, time in nature, meaningful conversations, and moments of silence are not luxuries. They are essential practices that protect your inner resources. There will always be pressures to stretch yourself too thin. Modern culture often celebrates busyness as a badge of honor, but the truth is that constantly being busy is not the same as being productive or fulfilled. True success comes from deep focus, intentional action, and sustained energy. It is better to move a few important things forward with excellence than to be half present for 1,000 meaningless tasks. Protecting your time and energy allows you to bring your best self to the things that truly matter, whether it is your career, your passions, your relationships, or your personal growth. In 2025, make a promise to yourself to treat your time and energy like the treasures they are. Guard them carefully, spend them wisely. Refuse to give them away to things that leave you feeling drained, empty, or off course. When you protect what fuels you, you can show up stronger, love deeper, create more meaningfully, and live more intentionally. Your future self will thank you for every boundary you set, every distraction you said no to, and every moment you chose to live fully aligned with your highest purpose. In 2025, building resilience through discipline will be one of the greatest strengths you can develop. Life will continue to present unexpected challenges, obstacles, and moments of uncertainty. No matter how carefully you plan, there will be times when things do not go your way. In those moments, resilience is what will carry you forward. But resilience does not happen by accident. It is not simply the result of tough experiences. It is built intentionally, day after day, through the practice of discipline. Discipline is the bridge between what you want and what you achieve. It is the habit of showing up, sticking with your commitments, and doing what needs to be done even when motivation fades and circumstances become difficult. Discipline teaches you that your emotions do not have to dictate your actions. There will be days when you feel tired, unmotivated, or overwhelmed. Discipline is what allows you to move forward anyway. It is not about being harsh with yourself. It is about honoring your goals and your promises even when it would be easier to quit. Every time you push through discomfort and stay committed, you train your mind to become stronger. You build trust in yourself. You start to believe deeply that you can handle hard things because you have proven it to yourself through action. Resilience grows when you repeatedly do what you said you would do, especially when it is hard. The small daily disciplines, getting up early, completing your tasks, following through on your plans, may seem minor in the moment, but over time they create a foundation of inner strength that cannot be easily shaken. Discipline builds consistency, and consistency builds resilience. When setbacks come, they do not knock you down as easily because you have trained yourself to stay steady, to keep moving forward, and to believe that effort will eventually bring results. Discipline also provides a sense of control in a world that often feels unpredictable. While you cannot control everything that happens around you, you can control your habits, your focus, and your effort. Knowing that you have power over your daily actions gives you confidence even when circumstances are uncertain. It reminds you that you are not powerless, that you are an active participant in shaping your own destiny. This belief is at the heart of resilience, the understanding that while you may not be able to change everything, you can always choose how you respond. In 2025, make the decision to cultivate discipline in every area of your life. Treat it not as a punishment, but as a gift you give yourself. Discipline frees you from being controlled by fleeting emotions and external circumstances. It strengthens your spirit and sharpens your focus. It is the quiet force that turns dreams into achievements and setbacks into comebacks. Building resilience through discipline means choosing long-term growth over short-term comfort. It means refusing to quit on yourself even when the path gets steep. And most importantly, it means believing that you are strong enough to endure, to adapt, and to rise, no matter what challenges lie ahead.